Hello everybody. Welcome back. I hope you guys can hear me good. Hope you guys can see me good. Let me know if everything is looking good and sounding good and all that good stuff. We're gonna get started in a few minutes. I'm checking my monitor to see if we're good. It looks like we are. Just gonna type a quick welcome. Hi. Hey, TT. Boy, y'all got in here quick. Hey, Shawanda. I have a new phone number. That's why I'm not blue. Oh, okay. Hold on. Because you need to be blue. TT, I'm going to add you as a moderator. Is that okay? Let me know if that's okay, because it might get a little full in here tonight, and I need somebody I know. Hey, Miss Lily. I have a new phone number, that's why I'm... Okay. Checking the sound, making sure everything is good, because y'all know YouTube can get kind of fishy sometimes. Good, everything. Okay, just be real. Hey. Okay, TT, thank you. Okay, my mods are in here. Yes, honey. Welcome to the team, Miss TT. Make sure you get in the group and get familiar with the other mods and everything. We're all in the group. I didn't put anything in the description box just yet. So please pardon me, but the information is everywhere, and I will share. I'll fill in the description box later on. So if you're not in the group, you can get in the group. But I don't know if you guys can see this, but I put all the information from the docket in the group already. So if you're in the group, you can follow along with me because we have the same information. So with that being said, I have about 14 people in here. We're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you guys for being here. Well, you guys, it is the 25th at 9:30 a.m. this morning. Tim Norman's defense team presented all of their evidence, and so did the United States of America, which is the plaintiff, and stuff went down unexpectedly in the courtroom. It was a little bit of a showdown. All right. The United States motion in Lime to prohibit defendant Norman from calling Detective David Rudolph is his name, at an evidentiary hearing. Okay. For the sole purpose of impeachment. So after presenting the evidence, and, Judge Babette looking over all of the things, it seems that Tim wanted to call David Rudolph, the detective, a liar, and that his evidence, wasn't right. And, this whole thing was the sole purpose of impeachment. So comes now in the United States of America by thoughts, its attorney, Slayer A. Fleming, United States Attorney for the Eastern District of Missouri, and Angie E. Dennis, Gwendolyn E. Carroll, Assistant United States Attorneys for said district, and for its motion in Lyman to prohibit defendant Norman from calling Detective David Rudolph as an evidentiary hearing witness for the sole purpose of impeachment. The government states as follows. Okay, I'm going to skip on down because y'all don't need to know all of that stuff. So here it started on December 23rd, 2021. Defendant Norman filed a motion to suppress evidence with the sole issue involving the seizure of Norman's cellular telephone on August 18th, 2021, the date of Norman's arrest on charges for conspiracy to commit murder for hire. Special Agent Christopher Farber from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, will testify that he did seize Norman's cellular device from Norman's pocket of Norman during a search of arrest. You know, they searched him. Hey, Regina, they searched him, you know, during the arrest. He had a cell phone. They asked him, you know, can we take the cell phone? He said yes. Upon taking the cell phone and searching the cell phone, they found text messages and phone calls that would incriminate him because he was still having conversations with the people alleged to aid him in these crimes. And so now basically Tim is saying, you know, I didn't give them permission to take the phone and search the phone. Well, you're a criminal. You've been arrested. So of course, okay, TT said he gave up the phone knowing what was in it. He knew what was in it and he knew they were going to search the phone. So there's no way that you can do this. But anyway, he said indecent arrest. Norman's cellular telephone conveyed the phone to Cyber Crimes Division of the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department, where a forensic examination was completed. Number 2, on March 1st, 2022, SLM PD homicide detective David Rudolph was served with a subpoena from counsel for defendant Norman. Detective Rudolph did not witness the seizure of Norman's cellular telephone on August 18th and only came into contact with Norman after he had been secured in custody and searched by Special Agent Farber. As such, Detective Rudolph would have no relevant testimony to provide regarding the seizure of Norman's cellular telephone. The sole basis of the pending motion to suppress, as he has no relevant testimony regarding the seizure of Norman's cellular device, the government can only surmise that the sole purpose in defendant Norman calling Detective Rudolph to testify at the evidentiary hearing would be to impeach Detective Rudolph with allegations stemming from lawsuit filed in 2015 against Detective Rudolph and others. A, law regarding impeachment of one's own witness. They went through all of the laws and they gave up things, you know, in court cases, you know, that, you know, was like in the past or whatever, to say this happened on this date with this case, this happened on that date with that case. What does or does not come in? If this were not the case, no objection lodged during evidentiary hearings would ever be sustained, which means if there were not a case, if there weren't, you know, if this wasn't the case, if Tim hadn't said he wanted, you know, this particular officer, then there wouldn't be any lodged, you know, anything. The judge wouldn't, you know, sustain it. You know what I'm saying? So background regarding Detective Rudolph. In 2015, Detective Rudolph was named in a lawsuit that alleges various constitutional rights violations on behalf of a robbery suspect. This lawsuit was brought before District Court Judge John A. Ross of the Eastern District of Missouri under the cause number blase blase. One of the allegations brought forth during the lawsuit was the Detective Rudolph and others intentionally destroyed a cellular telephone. He intentionally destroyed a cellular telephone that may contain evidence, and that they willfully ignored evidence of the robbery suspect incident in pursuit of their investigation. So do you get what is going on now? If you go back and you're looking at this with me, if you're in the group, okay, he was not the guy that took the cellular device. Okay, so David Rudolph can't come to Tim's aid. Tim only wants Rudolph to come to his aid. He can't. And they've brought up past things for, Detective Rudolph. So because Rudolph was not the one that had the cell phone in the beginning, why would you have the cell phone now? Knowing that you did this in the past with another robbery, okay? Somehow you got a telephone and you destroyed the telephone to help the robberies. It looks like, I'm just saying this. Now, this is not in, the docket at all. I'm saying this that I feel like it looks like Rudolph would have had something to gain from the criminals for destroying evidence because he's done this before. So is he getting paid off? Like, what are you getting paid off with? Is he promising you money? Did you already get paid off because of this? Like, what is it, with you that you keep destroying evidence for these people? Now, Rudolph is to testify at the evidentiary hearing would be to impeach Detective Rudolph with allegations stemming from lawsuit filed in 2015 against Detective Rudolph and others. Okay, so he's already been caught before. Okay, he's already, done all of the things or whatever. Now we've got granting of Detective Rudolph's motion for summary judgment, which was affirmed on appeal. These allegations were without evidence or merit, as noted by the Court of Appeals. McKay considered there was no evidence that Doe's phone, meaning Tim, that his phone was intentionally destroyed, let alone destroyed in bad faith by or on behalf of the police defendants. Now, we're going back to, why Rudolph got caught in the first place. Judge Ross's original order granted summary judgment on behalf of Detective Rudolph and several other defendants in lawsuit is attached as Exhibit 1 to the motion, and the decision affirming Judge Ross's order in attached as Exhibit 2. Now, here's the argument, okay? Admittedly, counsel for the government cannot be certain that this is the intended line of questioning for Detective Rudolph. As counsel for Defendant Norman, who suspended Detective Rudolph for purposes of the evidentiary hearing, has not indicated why he intends to offer Detective Rudolph's testimony. However, as Detective Rudolph was not involved in the seizure of the phone, which is the only issue before the court for purposes case number 420 CR 00418. Now, I'm going to stop right there before we get to number 4, because this is really important. Just be real. What other reason would Rudolph have to be on the stand for Tim if not to kind of deter these people? What questioning is Tim's team trying to come up with for Rudolph? The only thing he saw was Tim get arrested, and they took his phone and they took him to jail. Bang, bang, bang. Tim, are you in there? Tim comes out. He has on shorts. He puts on his wife beater. They search him, pat him down. He has a cell phone in his pocket. We know the last person he talked to was his baby's mother, the young baby's mother. Okay. He knew that the phone was going to be searched. So the only reason you want Rudolph to testify on your behalf was if Rudolph would lie for you, because you know Rudolph has done some shady stuff in the past. Is this a crooked cop? Is the policeman Rudolph crooked, or is he going to tell the truth? Me personally, if I was, Judge Babette Baker, I would be like, I am not allowing this to happen, because I don't see any other reason for you being on the stand. There's nothing else that you can offer. You've already offered your testimony. It's already been said. You didn't have the cellular device in your hand. And we already have evidence of whatever. Thank you, Regina. We already have evidence of whatever it is you've got. We know who you talked to, Tim. We know what you said, Tim. We have all of the things. So what is it? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? What is happening that you're like, oh, I need Rudolph to testify for me because he knows stuff. He doesn't know any more than any other police officer that was there. So I'm not really sure what Tim and or his team is up to, but this is really suspect. Like, this is really suspicious, because why would you know what I'm saying? Let me know what you guys feel. Let me know your thoughts, because that's just the way I feel. I'm reading this and I'm kind of like, you're already number 4 of the evidentiary hearing. The government can surmise that their intention is solely to impeach Detective Rudolph's character. Herefore, the United States of America respectfully requests that this court enter an order in Lyman of consent with the foregoing and prohibit defendant Norman from calling Detective David Rudolph as a witness for the sole purpose of impeaching him. So you're going to get impeached if you get up there, because the only thing that Tim Norman's defense can say is, hey, you didn't have the phone in your hand. You saw what everybody else saw. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to get impeached. You might lose your job. Rudolph, don't get on the stand. And it looks like the judge is like, you're not getting up here on the stand. Detective David Rudolph, as a witness for the sole purpose of impeaching him, respectfully submitted. Slayer A. Fleming, United States Attorney. So they're fighting against this. There's no reason that you need to be up there, because you didn't do anything. Now let me go back. Now this was electronically filed, because everything is like hands off. So if you were able to get in on the conference call, if you weren't able to get in, I do apologize, but I'm pretty sure there were thousands of people in there that were trying to to get in there. TT says there's something more to that. I'm telling you, Rudolph has got to be a shady cop, because they've already brought up, his past. They've already said that he did some criminal activity. He destroyed a whole cell phone for a freaking robber. Like, why would you do that? Like, what sense does that make? And for Tim to call this guy up here, Tim knows that he's shady. Tim knows that he's crooked. Tim might actually know Rudolph personally before he even got arrested. So, Teresita, am I saying that right? I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but hi, welcome to the Villas. The erotic in him wasn't thinking as fast. The narcissist in him wasn't thinking as fast as the arrest was going. He figured he probably had deleted everything, and those people knew how to find. Yeah, because they sent the phone to forensics, is what this says. They sent the phone to forensics. And they had everything subpoenaed, like everything, every phone record, every text message, every phone conversation, every phone number. They know it all. Okay. They know everything. So there's no reason why, Tim would have to do this, but they're saying, the court is saying, for the sole purpose of impeachment, like that's it. Calling Detective David Rudolph at an evidentiary hearing for the sole purpose of impeachment. So they're either trying to get him knocked out so he can't say anything, or they know that he's a crooked cop, and they're trying to get him on their side to do work. You know what I'm saying? So LJ Forever, ooh, they pulling a mark for... I mean, they're trying hard. Everything they do, they're either trying to hem him up so he can be out of the way, or they know he's crooked and they need him on their side. You see what I'm saying? There's only two reasons or whatever. And the court is saying for the sole purpose of impeachment, which if this detective gets impeached, he's going to lose his job because he's already got a strike against him. Now comes the United States of America by and through its attorney, Slayer A. Fleming, United States Attorney for the Eastern District, and all of the other ones, lined up, hearing the witness for the sole purpose of impeachment. And then they go down to December 23rd, 2021. Defendant Norman filed a motion to suppress the evidence with the sole issue of involving the seizure of Norman's cellular telephone on August 18th, 2021. Now, here's the thing. Why would you even want that to go down? They already have your phone. They're not going to allow you to do that. They completely denied it because as soon as you said, I don't want them to have my cell phone and I don't want them to search it, they automatically knew something was in the phone. They knew something was in the phone as soon as you said, no, a motion to suppress evidence. Why? There's evidence in the phone that incriminates you. You're still having conversations with everybody who's been arrested. Not one, not two, but all four of y'all have been talking to each other. And all three of y'all have been talking with number 4, which is Tim Norman. For what? So now the FBI knows that you've been talking to these people and they now have forensic evidence showing why you've been talking. What was said is what we don't know, but the FBI knows. They have the records. So with that being said, it's not looking in Tim's favor. The court is definitely saying, And Special Agent Christopher Faber from Federal Bureau of Investigations is the one that will testify. Now, let me clear something up for you. Christopher Faber, he's with the FBI. He is that guy. Hey, full of life. Hey, everyone. Who did Andrea give his statement to? Andre. Who did Andre give his statement to when he was subpoenaed about the stolen money? That's why he came back. There was a police officer, and I did a video about this a few months ago. I can't remember the cop's name, but it wasn't one of these guys from the FBI. The cop that he gave his statement to was a local police officer working with the FBI, but it wasn't Faber, and it wasn't the other guy, Rudolph. It wasn't one of those. It wasn't the FBI, but we do know that the local police was working with the FBI. So Andre was supposed to go back and talk to the local authorities about the robbery. And before he could do that, he lost his life. So with that being said, going back to years later, fast forward to years later, which was a couple of years ago, you have, they found out, everybody's arrested, they get out on bail, everybody's sitting around wondering, and then Tim gets arrested August 18th, 2021, the date of Norman's arrest on charges for conspiracy to commit a murder for hire. Okay, so Special Agent Christopher Faber from the FBI will testify that he did seize Norman's phone. It was not Rudolph, it was him. Hey, Carla. Hey, lovely. I haven't heard from you in a bit. I'm here. I'm always here doing something. But when it's Tim Norman, I have to update y'all when I can get a little information. So I'm glad to see all of you guys here. Norman's arrest on charges of conspiracy to commit murder for hire. Special Agent Christopher Faber from the FBI will testify he seized Norman's cellular phone from Norman's pocket of Norman during a search during the arrest. Okay, that's the only thing that they got from Tim was the cell phone. So that's the only thing, that they had to send to forensics. T says, yes, he's on Tim's side. He's done it before. That's what I'm saying. I feel like if he's not going to cooperate, then they definitely want to kick him out so he can't say anything else. But either way, he's in jeopardy of losing everything. You know what I'm saying? going back, for those of you who missed it, okay, on March 1st, 2022, homicide detective David Rudolph was served. Now, this was just March 1st, 2022. Hey, Happy Scrappy, this is 2022. Listen to what I'm saying, because I may have went a little fast, but Rudolph was served with a subpoena from counsel for defendant Norman. Detective Rudolph did not witness the seizure of Norman's cellular telephone on August 18, 2021, and only came into contact with Norman after he had been secured in custody. Okay? He didn't see Farber take the phone. He came in contact after he had been secured, which means he rolled up in his car, got out of the car, and Tim already had handcuffs on. You see what I'm saying? So he would have no relevant testimony to provide regarding the seizure of Norman's cellular telephone. The sole basis of the pending motion to suppress, as he has no relevant testimony regarding the seizure of Norman's cellular device, the government could only surmise that the sole purpose in defendant Norman calling Detective Rudolph to testify at the evidentiary hearing would be to impeach Detective Rudolph with allegations stemming from lawsuit filing in 2015 against Detective Rudolph and others. You see what I'm saying? They're either trying to hem him up, or they're literally trying to, you know what I'm saying, make the whole thing, seem shady. You can't do that with this because Rudolph already said that he didn't touch the phone. He didn't have the phone in his hand. Farber from FBI is the one that got his phone. See, Farber is the one that patted Tim down. Farber's the one that, arrested him. The FBI was the one that had hands on Tim, not the local authorities. The local authorities were aiding the FBI, but the FBI was the one. Farber works with the FBI. He's that guy. So he's the one that got the telephone. He's the one that took the phone to forensic. And he's the one that got all of the evidence and looked at it and said, okay, guys, we have some evidence against him. He's been talking to the other people that were arrested in this case. And this is what was said. There are text messages that incriminate Tim, and this is what was said in those text messages. And all of that evidence is going to come out in court. That is the evidence that Tim is trying to get suppressed. Tim does not want the public to know what was said on those phone calls, and he doesn't want anybody to know what was said in those text messages. Okay? Right, Regina? So, and it's not going down in Tim's favor. I'm sorry, Tim Norman, but once again, for the second time, you've incriminated yourself once again. You are not a good career criminal, and you've pretty much messed yourself up yet again. What do you guys think about this? Like, this is pretty juicy, right? Like, I'm sitting here going, I can't believe how stupid this guy is. First, you have incriminating evidence. Then they seize your phone, they get the evidence, and they say, we're going to submit this into court. Then you submit a subpoena saying, I don't want any of this to be read in court because that's the stuff in my phone and it's private. But you messed up when you talked to people on the phone in the jail cell. And you told the people, hey, man, they went hem me up and I had to go put on a shirt. I didn't have nothing on but some slide-in shoes and some shorts or whatever. And they took my cell phone. You said that on the phone in the police department, you idiot. So really, that's the third time that you did some stupid mess. Hey, Deborah, let me see what you guys are talking about. Come on, man. Like, seriously? I feel for his mom, too, full of life. Like, I feel like at this point, she should be seeing, something. You're welcome, Deborah. She should be seeing something. He's not bright at all, TT, but listen, Miss Robbie has to be seeing something. At this point, if the FBI is on Tim's neck this hard, it's not just because he's a black man. It's not just because Tim, was semi-famous. It is because of all of the evidence. It's because, listen, let me tell you guys something. From day one on the show, Tim did not like Andre. He had something against Andre that just made his skin crawl. So before the show, Tim didn't like the boy before the show. This was not an act. There was something that he didn't like. Family or not, Tim had something against Andre. Regardless of what it was very personal. It didn't have anything to do with business. It was completely personal, because you don't even consider thinking to do something like that to your own nephew unless, what's eating, Tim Norman? What crawled up your shorts and made you so mad that this was even a thought? And on top of that, they have evidence. The evidence is in the FBI's hand that you took out an insurance policy over your mother's head for $1 million with a false signature, because she didn't sign it. She didn't even know. Now, she can say all day long that she doesn't know that to be true, but the evidence is in the FBI's hands at this point. At this point, they have everything they need. They have a solid case. And trust me, the FBI will not be made a fool of. They're not going to be made a fool of. The FBI rarely, if ever, misses a case. For me, it's an open and shut, case. Like, he's going down regardless. This whole trial to me stems to how much time he's going to get, and the others as well. To me, it seems like, you know what I mean? Like, they have to prove that the others were involved. The ringleader is already caught up. I mean, he's caught up in his mess. So now it's, the other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going to happen to Terica and YL and the other guy? I can never remember his name. I'm sorry, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand what he's trying to pull. Thank you so much, Regina. I appreciate it. Hi, Deborah. TT, I agree. Deborah says he opened up business behind his back. He was a bully. Exactly. And see, here, the other thing is with Andre, we noticed on the show that until Tim needed Andre and Charles to do the delivery business, he really didn't have any use for them. But Tim didn't have anybody else stepping up saying, I want to leave the restaurant and, I want to go out in the field. I want to deliver the food for you. So at that point, he needed Andre and he needed Charles. You see what I'm saying? If he didn't need them to get that portion of the business off the ground, then he probably would have treated Andre even worse, if not the same. And we probably would have seen this start to play out on the show. He probably would have started to create this scenario, on the show. It is a true narrative. It's not a false narrative. This is not alternative facts. The facts are the facts, and the FBI is not playing games. So, I mean, this is what it is. LJ, forever. Miss Robbie is in a horrible position. Her only living son, and just knowing she birthed this monster. I mean, I understand. She is in a difficult situation. But at the same time, I'm looking at, her confession and her testimony in Enterprise magazine. She's standing by him. Publicly, openly standing by him. She says they haven't said he's guilty yet. So, my whole hope was on that yet. I was like, maybe she knows there's something up here, just a little inkling that tells her that this might be true. But the whole hope is that's my son. And I'm hoping, that, he gets to come home. They wouldn't even let Tim go home, if you remember this, when they even thought about letting him go on bail, go home to his mother's house. Remember that? They wouldn't even allow him to go to his mother's house under house arrest, under her care. Wouldn't even allow him that. So, I mean, yes, honey, merch is coming. Thank you, Regina. Regina remembers everything for me. I'm scatterbrained. I can't remember anything. That's why I got notes. I don't think I skipped anything. Down here at the bottom, it talked a little bit about the argument, which we went over, the evidentiary hearing. The government can surmise that the intention is solely to impeach Detective Rudolph's character. And they put that to impeach his character after they said, oh, he was, may have been, involved in destroying somebody else's phone, because of a robbery. Look, the dude is crooked. Why is he still a cop? Why is he still on the police force? Why is Rudolph still allowed to work? Full of Life said he showed his feelings about Andre on the show. Exactly. Charles told it and Miss Robin got on to him for a lot. He sure did. She told him, that's not how you treat family. We're family. We're supposed to be one. We're supposed to be sticking together. And Tim said, I'll try to do better. I'll try. You don't try. That's your nephew. Your brother is gone. And this is your nephew. And you're talking about, I'll try. Like, that's just dumb to me. That's stupid to me. Okay? I don't understand how you try to love your nephew. That's weird. So basically, the United States of America, the attorneys, they're like, you're trying to impeach Rudolph. And, Rudolph can go down because, like I said, he's done this before. He's been subpoenaed. Okay. They talked about his past, which I'm going to get back to his background. Now, if you didn't hear the background for Detective Rudolph, check this out. The background regarding Detective Rudolph: in 2015, Detective Rudolph was named in a lawsuit. In 2015, ladies and gentlemen, he was named in a lawsuit that alleged various constitutional rights violations on behalf of a robbery suspect. This lawsuit was brought before District Court Judge John A. Ross of the Eastern District of Missouri under that case number. One of the allegations brought forth during the lawsuit was that Detective Rudolph and others intentionally, meaning on purpose, destroyed a cellular telephone that may contain scrupulatory evidence, and that they willfully ignored evidence of the robbery suspect incident in pursuit of their investigation. Now, if you are a police officer and you are on the side of the law, why would you do that? Why would you intentionally destroy a cell phone that had evidence, possibly had evidence? It did have evidence, because why would you destroy it on purpose? You intentionally did that. That's what the law said, that you intentionally did this. And in 2015, you were named in that lawsuit. So your name is already tainted. So if you don't think you can get impeached for this and lose your career, you are sadly mistaken. Tim Norman and his people have it out for you if you say anything else other than, I showed up at that place while Tim was already in handcuffs. That's all you can say at this point because you already put it in your report. So if Tim Norman thinks that Rudolph can be, a stand-up guy for him, you're sadly mistaken. Crooked cop, yes. Can he help Tim's case? No. So I don't know what his team is trying to pull, but that's jacked up. And to know that Rudolph is a crooked cop, again, why are you still working? People lose their jobs for stuff like this. Why would you do that? I don't understand. Somebody make it make sense. If you're a crooked cop on a police force and you've already been named on a lawsuit, how do you still have your job? Regina says career is definitely in jeopardy. How do you still have a career? I mean, it's right here in black and white. The lawsuit in 2015. Dude destroyed a whole cell phone on purpose. I'm just saying. What? And here you have law regarding impeachment on one's own witness. It is improper to call a witness for the sole purpose of getting otherwise inadmissible evidence before the jury or judge in the guise of impeachment. So that means that Tim Norman, you have to have another reason for calling Rudolph on the stand anyway. Because right here, it's saying that it is improper to call a witness for the sole purpose of impeachment. He doesn't have any evidence other than I saw Tim being arrested. I saw Tim already in custody. He can't say anything about that cell phone. If he does, how did you get a hold of the cell phone? Why would the FBI surrender the phone to you for any reason? They wouldn't. They can't. It's already been submitted into evidence. See what I'm saying? Is it making sense now? So that's why I'm saying, yo, man, like Rudolph shouldn't even be on the force, in my opinion, but I've never been a cop, so I don't know. T said he's one of the dumbest people ever. He couldn't even think to shut up in the jailhouse. Miss Robbie knows her son is a criminal on all levels. She just can't throw him away. I understand that. Travell, thank you, T. Travell, they're saying that he's the shooter. The FBI is looking at him as the shooter. They're not giving up any evidence or talking about any other evidence that they have against Travell or YL or Terica until this is done with Tim. When they finish with Tim, then they're going to go on to the others or whatever. And this was my hope. My hope was that yes, Tim goes first and we get all of this evidence. Thank God the evidence has been submitted. There's nothing that Tim can say or do. The only reason I would think that Judge Annette Baker would actually say, okay, we can't submit this evidence is because it may harm a child or it may have something to do with the business, that is not his business. You know what I'm saying? I can't. Ooh, thank God my hand is itching. Thank you, Jesus. Y'all know that's good. Hallelujah. I can't see any other reason that any of this evidence wouldn't be accepted into court. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter how many filings Tim's attorneys make on his behalf. That evidence has already been submitted and they're not going to reject it just because Tim wants it to be rejected. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless they were talking about his children, unless it has something to do with, personal matters that don't have anything to do with court at all. But it has to do with Terica, YL, and Travell. It has to do with those three. And he was talking to those people on a regular basis. It's already been submitted. All of the evidence from that cell phone has already been submitted. So you were still talking to all three of these people on a regular basis, and they have those records. So whatever was said in those conversations, it's going to come out in court. And that's the whole thing. I mean, they're not playing around with it. They're not, shucking and jiving. They already submitted the argument. Thank you, Regina. Thank you all for my super chats and my super stickers. I appreciate y'all so much. I love that sticker. That is super cute. Listen, you guys, he's not going to be able to call Rudolph on the stand if the only reason is for impeachment, because it's improper to do so in a court of law, according to the United States of America. You can't do it. It's impossible. So, The undersigned hereby certifies on March 24, 2022, the foregoing was filed electronically with the clerk of the court to be served by operation on the court's electronic filing system upon all parties and counsel of record, which means it's sealed. It's done. It has a number of 4657003, not NY, if you want to look it up. I mean, yes, they're in court. Hi, Candy. Yeah, it started today. The first filing for evidence was yesterday, and at 9:30 this morning, this was the first day. And so Tim tried it. Of course, we knew he would. Him and his team came in and, they tried it. And you know what? It's whatever tricks and schemes that Tim's team tries is probably not going to go through, because at this point, there's too much evidence against Tim Norman at this particular point in time. So there's nothing that can be said or done that can say Tim's not a part of this. Like, he's the ringmaster, he's the ring leader, and it is what it is. Now, here's the thing. The determining factor is what was said in those phone conversations. And I believe that the FBI would not have submitted those records if nothing was in the phone. So something that they talked about was incriminating. Otherwise, they wouldn't have called it evidence, and they wouldn't have called it, evidentiary support for the FBI. Excuse me. Okay, Regina. So for that, to have happened, he was talking about something. He said something. Number two, yes, I believe that there's evidence in the phone because Tim, he made that motion. He filed that motion to have the cell phone records sealed. He doesn't want anybody to, know what he talked about in his phone. Full of Life says, when is the next court date? They have not posted it yet. I'm going to check tomorrow. Wait, today's Friday. So they won't post anything until Monday. So I can't check anything until Monday because they don't post stuff on the weekends. So after today's hearing, what they'll do is everything that happened today, it will post probably Monday or Tuesday, and then the next date will probably post in the next, I would say, 5 to 10 days. So I will know when that date is, and then I'll update you guys. You'll get to know first in the group. If you're in my private group, you'll know all of that information first before I give it to YouTube. Tim is dangerous. Tim is very dangerous. We all know his history. There's robbery. There's armed robbery. There is aiding and abetting with kidnapping. There's all sorts of charges against him in his past. We know that he went to prison for 10 years. When he got out, he attacked someone at his mother's restaurant, and he went back. He was arrested for that. Jennifer is her last name, Williams or whatever her name is. She claimed that, Tim harassed her and stalked her. We don't know if that's true or not. She did not win that case. But hey, They all need prison. Forget jail. Skip jail. Throw jail away. They all need prison. And I do think that Tim is a narcissist, Deborah. I do. I think he's a narcissist, and I think he only really cares about himself. Because why else? Why on God's green earth would you like go against your own family, your nephew? That's crazy. Hey, Hazel, Tim is throwing anything out to see if it sticks. Exactly. Because that was dumb. That was dumb. But I do believe, now, since you said Hazel, I do believe that Tim's team of attorneys found out about Rudolph's conviction. They found out that he was in that lawsuit against him. So they tried to use that to their advantage. Now that I do believe. Anything that his team tries, you know what I mean, it's going to have some stickability or whatever. So now they're looking at Rudolph side-eyed, but it's not going to last long once the rest of the evidence comes out and the trial gets to rolling. You know what I'm saying? When the trial gets to rolling and it's day after day after day, no, we're going to forget all about Rudolph. Right now, you know, that's a distraction. But we're going to be thinking about, you know, when Tim takes the stand or whatever, and we get to rolling with this case or whatever, we're not going to be thinking about Rudolph. Whatever Rudolph has to say or whatever he did in the past is, you know, we don't care. All we want is Tim on the stand. We want to hear what he has to say. We want to see how his team operates. That's another thing that I am really interested in, to see how Tim Norman's team operates, because they are said to be, you know, some of the best attorneys out there. So I'm really, no, it's not going to be televised. As far as I know right now, the judge does not deem it necessary to be televised. I don't know what could overrule that, but right now, as it stands, in Pacer, it's not going to be televised. Now, I don't know, that could change, but right now it's strictly Zoom. So I'm not really sure. Somebody told me last time I went live that in cases like that, they don't televise it. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not an attorney. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't see why they can't. But right now it's not being televised. Teresita Gilbert, because he's comfortable with those fool acts, he's done it before, they might be one to set him up. You know what? His team of fools might actually try to set him up. I don't know if they communicate with each other. All we know for sure is that they communicate with Tim, but I don't know if they communicate with each other. Pauline, hi. Is there a Zoom link? Yes, there is. I posted it in the group. So you guys that are in the group, if you guys want to give a let me see if I can do it. I don't know if I can, but I'm going to try to give some info on how to get this information. Y'all know I don't know how to do everything. So hang on just a minute. Give me a second, because y'all know. Let's see. Private group. Now listen, I can post this in the private group, but I cannot post it on YouTube because I'll get in trouble. So with that being said, hey Jody, welcome to the village. Everybody that's out there, welcome to the village. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad you guys have made it. Today was a preliminary hearing for Tim Norman, and they submitted evidence, and boy, it was something serious. Tim Norman's team tried it. Listen, let me tell y'all, for those of you who are like just coming in, Tim Norman's team in a nutshell, I'm just gonna, summarize because we all know, the whole thing. And then of course, thank you. And then of course, that you guys can always go back to the beginning and get the, the details or whatever. But long story short, Tim Norman tried to call one of the police officers that did not have access to his phone, tried to get that person to testify on his behalf. And that police officer probably won't be allowed to testify because he would not make a great character witness. He's been sued and named in a lawsuit in 2015 for destroying evidence against a robbery. And the only reason the judge and the United States of America's attorneys could ever see a reason for this guy taking the stand, or, Tim wanting him to take the stand on his side, is impeachment. So it seems like Tim and his team of attorneys are attacking the law enforcement. They're trying to get as many cops, out as possible, or they're trying to get the crooked cops on their side. Hey, the dreamer, I can't wait for this trial to start. Honey, today was just like a victory for us all. Like, Tim thought that he was going to try it. They shot him down. And so when all of this stuff, starts, whoop, whoop, is going down. Pauline, how do I get in the group? Also, thank you, beautiful. You are so welcome. Regina can help you. All you do is click the link and you should have access. Regina is the captain of the team. So she'll get you in there. Just click that link. When you click the link, go to the room that says documents. And in that document, you will see all of the docket for today. And if you want to get the link for the Zoom meetings for Tim Norman's court case, when you're in the group, go up to VV chat room. And there's a pinned message up there that has a Zoom number and it has the courtroom meeting. That right there is the information, and you'll see Tim Norman's name attached to it. I cannot post this publicly on YouTube. They're not going to allow me to do that, but I put it in the group because it is public record and that is my private group. So with that being said, I'm being very cautious. I don't play with the F, the B, or the I. Just like I don't play with the I, the R, or the S, okay? And I don't play with YouTube and Google because they pay my check. So, hey, Brenda, how you doing? I'm going to prison for the rest of my life. No matter what he tries, all the money his mama put up just going to waste. Oh, you're talking about Tim. Listen, let me tell you something. I don't see it any other way. But again, this is just me. But I know for a fact that the FBI wouldn't be pushing so hard for this case if, in fact, they didn't have a clean, open and shut case. Amanda, hi. How you doing? Thank you. Appreciate y'all. I appreciate all of y'all coming in. Thank you so much. If you want access to all of the group information, you want to talk to me, you want to chat with the other members about this case or whatever, click the link in the chat. Just scroll up and my moderator and my team captain, Regina Stokes, will help you, get in there so you can have the Zoom number to the meetings and all that stuff. Candy says, we understand. Great show tonight. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I love talking to you guys about this. I live in Alabama, so nobody talks about this case around here. So when I find out some information, I cannot wait to come on here and talk to you guys about the case because it's like so interesting to me. And cases like this, always just like, it gets my brain to tingling and stuff because I just don't understand the mind of criminals and how they think. And how they think they can constantly get away with heinous crimes like this. I mean, you're talking about a 21-year-old fella that lost his life. He was your nephew, and now he's gone. And we see no remorse. We don't see any feelings in Tim other than, he was set up. And I, for one, don't believe that Tim was set up. If he was, who set you up? Was it the people that you continue to talk to on the phone? Now, listen. I kind of would have believed that Tim probably was set up by these three buffoons if he hadn't been talking to them on the phone. But because you actually talk to these people on the phone and they have the records, dude, I'm sorry. Brenda said that part, he's not sorry. I have not seen any remorse. I haven't seen any tears. I know it's like men aren't supposed to cry or whatever, but let me tell you something. If I had a nephew and my nephew, you know, passed away, like I had a close cousin, you guys know, a few weeks ago who passed away from gun violence, and it just like tore me up. Like I didn't go live, I didn't stream, I didn't make any videos for like about a week because, you know, I couldn't even talk without getting teary-eyed. It just like, you know, tore me up. It took me a while to get over it because, you know, that was my cousin. He was like, you know, my heart. And we don't have a lot of men in our family either. It's all girls. Like I'm, you know, a girl, my mom and her sister, and they had one brother, my Uncle Luke. There's not a lot of boys in the family. It hasn't been for years. And so, you know, my daughter now, she's got 2 daughters, no boys. And so, okay, Amanda, yay, welcome to the village. I'm glad you're joining the group. I love it when you guys join me because I get to talk to you guys off of YouTube and we can talk about, you know, all kinds of stuff. So thank you guys for joining the group. But you know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine, you know, that would just kill me. You know what I'm saying? Whew, child. Deborah, and why Tim take out an insurance policy on his nephew? He wasn't set up. Exactly. That was the thing. And he kept telling YL, he won't be around for long, man. He won't be around for long. How do you know? Why would you continue to say that? Thank you, LJ. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Why would you continue to say Andre wouldn't be around for long? Okay, Regina. Why would you continue to say that? That's crazy. That's some ridiculousness right there. That he won't be around for long. I don't understand. I'm welcoming somebody into the group. Welcome, Melody. I appreciate you. Yay. All right, you guys. Y'all are coming on in the group. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Okay, listen. The Zoom meeting and everything for the court case is in the group, and also the docket that I read from tonight. If you missed it, all you gotta do is go back to the beginning and, just rewind it. How long is this live? I don't want the live stream to be too long. Okay, we're about like in an hour. We're about to end anyway because the docket was like really small. Unless you guys want to keep talking, if you have something to talk about. Brenda said he knew what he was doing. He plotted and he had his own nephew for Satan's cash. I think in the beginning it probably was about the money, but I think he messed up, Brenda, because of him not wanting Andre to talk to the police about that robbery. And I think he jumped the gun. He had to, hurry up. You know what I'm saying? I think Tim took out that policy because he was, he knew that his family members had all been killed on that street where Andre was going to make his music. Thank you so much, Pauline. You're so sweet. Thank you. Candy, I enjoyed you guys as well. I appreciate y'all for coming in. Shout out to everybody that came out. I appreciate y'all so much. But at the end of the day, you guys pray for this family. You know what I'm saying? Even pray for Tim. Pray that he tells the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, who is that? Tate? Is it Tate? Tatey Die? Am I saying your name right? I'm so sorry. I'm here. Hey. I'm gonna call you Tat. Hey, Tat. You know what I'm saying? Tim needs to tell the truth. And so my prayer is that he tells the truth. And, cause it's just weird. It's odd. It's strange. And I can't I don't understand. I don't understand. This guy is just weird, and he really expects for the world to believe that he expects for the world to believe this. Hey, you guys, y'all would be flooding in when I'm trying to get off. Y'all kill me. Every time I try to get off the live stream, y'all start coming in. Hey, y'all. I'm fixing to go. I gotta go. We've already been on here for an hour. So you guys catch the replay. I'm going to drop the link for the group in here one more time because I want you guys to get in here if you guys want to. Just because I don't want you guys to miss out on anything. This is my private group. And I do post everything in the group first. So you guys get all the information before YouTube. It is Candy. It is Candy. Oh my God. But yeah, the group gets all of this information before anybody else. So you guys click on that link. If you need help with the app, Regina is here to help you guys and welcome you guys in. But honey, let me let y'all know something right now. Tim is not getting off scot-free. I don't care what anybody says. You guys. At this point, the FBI is not going to press this so hard the way that they are if Tim was innocent. And after Tim's stunt today, no. Tim ain't going nowhere. Tim may as well get comfortable on his little cot or his little pod or whatever they call it. And then he's going from that pod to prison. Period. I mean, he tried it this morning. Tim Norman tried it this morning. His team, they completely failed. Rudolph didn't have anything to do with that guy's cell phone. He came in too late. Okay. Faber was the one that seized the cell phone and took it to forensics and found all of the evidence in the cell phone, and it was submitted and accepted into evidence, regardless of Tim's motion to confine that information that was in his cell phone. But you tried it, Tim. You tried it, okay? You tried it this morning. You tried it. All right, guys, I'm going to go get in the group, guys, so that I can talk to you guys. Hazel says the shooter also talked to his brother in jail. He sure did, saying that Tim gave him $500. Yep, he sure did. I remember that. That's a good, you know what? We have got to talk about I'm going to go live this weekend so we can talk about the crew. Because we always talk about Tim, but we never talk about the crew. Hey, Phyllis. Phyllis says the case needs to end and R. I don't know why Google is messing with me. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys for those of you who joined the group. I appreciate y'all. If you're just coming in, catch the replay. Pray for these families, honey, because I know Andre's family is going through it. Please, I will. I promise, Deborah, I will go live this weekend. Pray for Andre's family because I know that his sister and mother and everybody is going through it. Please pray for the Montgomery family. And I am putting this on my prayer list that Tim tells the truth about this so that Andre can get justice. I gotta go. Bye, Carla. Thank you guys so much for coming in. I'll see y'all in the group and I will talk to y'all this weekend. Bye, everybody. Peace and love.